What a shame and pity. And to what purpose? To buy off the king of Assyria? It cannot be done.
My lord, King Hezekiah thinks it can.
The Assyrians have already captured almost all the Judean cities. Sennacherib is too willful and stubborn a king to let Jerusalem remain uncaptured.
You can be sure that His Majesty Hezekiah is not going to give up to Sennacherib or any foreign idolatrous power without a fight. He will
The gold is all taken off the doors and knobs, sir. Any further instructions?
The pillars of the temple, they are overlaid with gold. Take it off.
Yes, sir.
It's hopeless. You've already taken all the silver from the king's treasuries in the temple, and now all the gold? Why doesn't Hezekiah just surrender and be done with it? He'll save many lives that way.
No, His Majesty cannot do that. He's going to do all he possibly can to prepare for Sennacherib's invasion, then leave the rest to the Lord God of Israel.
Prepare for an invasion? What more can be done than already has been done? Walls, fortifications, towers? What possible use can we make of more walls or fortifications or towers? I tell you, Sennacherib is powerful. His army is invincible. They have already conquered all the great nations of the world. There remaineth only Jerusalem, one little city against the great Assyrian army led by a ruthless, determined king.
King Hezekiah has but begun to prepare his defenses.
Begun? How can he... You are the head of the king's house. You are closer to him than any of his other officers. Tell me, just what are the king's plans anyway?
You'll see. Dig the pool right here.
Pool, sir? Here?
Dig it deep so it'll hold plenty of water. Make it, about 20 feet wide by about 60 feet long.
I beg your pardon, sir, but there flows scarcely enough water from the spring of Gihon in Kidron Valley to fill such a large pool.
That is exactly where the water is coming from. I see disbelief written all over your face.
Yeah.
Perhaps I'd better tell you what the king has in mind.
Well, if I'm going to have charge of the workers, I wish you would tell me, sir.
The king is going to have a tunnel dug from the spring to this pool.
A tunnel? Huh. Well, admitting that it can be done, which I don't, what good'll it do?
If the Assyrians lay siege to Jerusalem, we'll need water inside the city.
Yeah. Has His Majesty and you, sir, overlooked the fact that this spot lies outside the walls of Jerusalem?
Aha, but it won't. You and your workers are going to build another wall south of that one, connecting it with the regular wall so the pool will be inside Jerusalem, and we shall be assured of water regardless of how long Sennacherib and his army lay siege to the city.
And I suppose that I and my men are also to build the tunnel through the rock and stone?
Yes.
Well, will you give me at least one day to finish the 3 impossible jobs?
All Jerusalem will pitch in and help. In the meantime, His Majesty is going to try to delay the Assyrian invasion by sending envoys to negotiate for peace.
Repair all the walls of Jerusalem. Make them taller, even up to the towers.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Have you men skillful in the art of making darts and shields and other weapons of war?
I have, Your Majesty, and they are hard at work. Soon there will be enough for all.
We have done everything possible for the defense of Jerusalem. It is now time for you and Shebna to go to the king of Assyria with gifts of silver and gold, if he refuses to make peace. We will meet him and his army with courage and faith in God.
We will go at once, Your Majesty. Long live the king!
You've returned from Lachish quickly. I assume that means failure.
Sennacherib refused to even consider peace on our terms. He intends to march against us at once.
We are as ready as we'll ever be. Carry the view to go to the temple with me while I take our dilemma to God in prayer.
We will go with you, Your Majesty.
Evidently, you received our message for a conference.
We will listen to you.
I am Rabshakeh, in command of His Majesty's forces, come to capture your people and your city, unless you listen to reason. Who are you? And do you have the authority to make decisions?
I am Eliakim. I will carry your message to our king.
My message is simple. Surrender. Tell your king to surrender unconditionally, and there will be no shedding of blood or tearing down Jerusalem's walls or edifices.
Our king will not listen.
Tell me, ye servant of a servant, in whom does your king trust that he dare refuse to surrender? Certainly not the God of Israel. Did we not conquer Samaria and all the fortified cities of Israel and Judah? Your God was helpless against us.
Please,
we
sir.
marched...
Will you speak in the Assyrian language? We understand and speak it, and we would rather the people watching from the city wall hear not what you are saying. They do not understand the Assyrian language.
I want them to hear and understand. Hear ye people of Jerusalem, the words of the great king of Assyria. Let not Hezekiah deceive you into believing that your God can deliver you from the hand of the great king. Your God cannot deliver you. Hath any of the gods of other nations delivered them from the king of Assyria? So beware, ye people of Jerusalem, for there is no God who can deliver you. Surrender to me, and each of you shall eat of his own vine and fig tree, and drink from his own cistern. For thus saith the great king, king of Assyria.
So hasten to Isaiah, tell him all that the king of Assyria hath said to us and threatens to do. Go swiftly. People of the city of David, the Lord God of Israel, through his servant Isaiah, sends this message. Therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning the king of Assyria, he shall not come into the city, nor shoot an arrow there, nor come before it with shield, nor cast a bank against it. For I, the Lord God of Israel, shall defend my holy city, and save it for mine own sake, and for my servant David's sake.
And it came to pass that very night that the angel of the Lord went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000. And behold, in the morning they were all dead corpses.
They were all dead, Your Majesty. Every one of them.
How did they die? What killed them? Who?
I didn't stop to examine them, Your Majesty. I hastened hither as fast as I could to give the news to my great king.
Maybe their God does have power to deliver. I must hasten back to Nineveh.
So Sennacherib, king of Assyria, departed and went and returned to Nineveh, and worshipped in the house of Nisroch his god. As he worshipped, two of his sons smote him with a sword,